Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about Tibetan bowls. You might have a Tibetan bowl, a singing bowl, or you might not. I strongly encourage you to buy one. I bought an antique one because I had a friend at that stage and he had bought a lot from overseas, and so he sent me a bowl that he thought was right for me. I bought a smaller bowl, then I bought the middle one, and then I was left with Ray's bowl. That was my husband, he had a bowl as well. You have to get a bowl that you can play. It sounds really strange, but I've been in metaphysical shops and they got the bowls and I picked it up and I couldn't play. I couldn't get it to play for me, which was really strange because I know how to play the bowls to a degree, but I couldn't get it to play at all. And then I came home and played mine. The reason I encourage you to use the bowls or get one is because they bring the vibration up of the aura. I checked my chakras before with my pendulum because I'm very curious to know if things work, and I checked to see how it was going, and then I did the bowl healing. So I banged the bowl and then I went round and round on every single chakra, even the crown. I sort of held it up there and did it a bit. Then I stopped doing it. I did it for a few minutes. Don't do it too short. You have to do it for 5 minutes. And then I got my pendulum and I checked how big the chakras were, and they were huge, which meant that energetically the bowl had charged them. I do bowl healings as part of my healing practice. Sometimes I do it just at the end for people to charge them up. It's a really beautiful thing, the bowls. I love the bowls. And they vibrationally are very powerful. Sound energy is very powerful. And in the future, I think it's been read by many other people too, sound energy will be used more and more with healing and within medicine as well. The vibrations knock the other vibrations out. I'm no expert on the bowls. I'm just a little person doing it here. I'm not a certified bowl player, but I can still use them. They'll still have effect. When I first started using them, sometimes I get to a spot and it wouldn't play. As much as I went round and round and adjusted and all the things I did, made sure that the little mat underneath wasn't touching, was covering the bowl and I wasn't touching it with my hand, all these various things, it wouldn't play. So I rang up my bowl friend and asked him, and he told me it was because there was probably a blockage there and the bowl was picking it up, and to just continue going round and round and round until it released. So if you find you start playing it, you go somewhere it won't, and you've looked at all the things like touching with your hand accidentally or haven't got it on the right angle, that's what it will be. And that's a good place to do a lot of work. After the bowl healing, your energy will be higher and you would have actually knocked out some things. I think it's very good to release blocks, energetic blocks in the aura. The bowl has a power of its own, and when you play it and keep doing it, it will end up knocking out blocks or helping blocks to shift out of your aura, particularly in certain chakras. You can do it by holding it on your hand and put it around, but you can also put it on your body. So if you lie back, you can put it on all the different parts of your body. It takes a little bit of practice and sometimes the bowl falls off. So a bed's a good place to do it. And you just lay it on there and get it secured and hold it a tiny bit with your fingers underneath and then start doing it. I've done it on my solar plexus, where my navel is, where my liver is, on my heart, a little bit where my throat is, and you can still move it around. You can do it on your hip and your knee, so you can actually put the bowl on your actual physical body and do the bowl healing on it. The bowl is very interesting because if you want to clean your crystals, you can put the crystals in the bowl and then use a little healing for your crystals. When you do the bowl, just know that it's your energy and the bowl's energy and then your body's energy. So there's like three little energies working together there. You with your intention, the bowl with its gift, and then your body, which is receiving and releasing. Bowl healing is very easy to do. I loved the first time I ever had one. I had a friend and he was a skilled bowl healer. He was really good at it, and he had these big massive bowls that he'd got too. He used to sit outside and he'd do the bowls outside, and he always said to me that all the birds would come because of the sound, and he'd noticed that he was being observed by all these little birds watching him, because of course they would hear the sound of the bowl. Bowls are also used to cleanse, so you can bowl your house, which means that you take your bowl on your hand, start it off and walk around doing the corners particularly, and go around and bowl your house. If you do the bowl and play with it and there's other people around, they will actually be affected even if you're not touching them or as close to them. But if they're in the same room, if the vibrations sort of bang out, then they will actually be affected by the bowls. Some people really don't like the bowls. I noticed some people just had to switch them off if they were listening to them or didn't want to have them. And I think because a part of them doesn't want to release, and they know on some level the bowl's going to knock something out. And when we start releasing, we'll often feel it and have to deal with it. So you can find that out when you work with different people, whether they like it or not. I was really curious to know if when you listened to the bowls, whether it had the same impact as when you did it in real life. So I checked my chakras before and listened to the bowl on my Spotify, and yes, it does amp it up. I'm still not sure it does as well as a real healing. I think a real healing is better. But if you want to play singing bowls when you're doing your work or as a meditation just around the house, I think it's a good idea, because I think it does, because it's a vibration that's going through the air. That's what music's doing. Then it's going to alter your aura, because all music alters our aura. That's why if you're feeling down, it's really good to play some up jazzy music with a big beat, and also rock. It's good, anything with a big bass, because it will actually shift things out of your aura and maybe put you in a better mood. Having said that, likewise, if you're feeling very sorry for yourself and you play the terrible music, I call the misery music, which we sometimes play, that will actually resonate with how you feel, but it won't bring your aura up. You'll be staying in that same spot. Bowls can be very expensive or not. Be careful if you decide to buy a crystal one. There's somebody who was given a crystal one, and when he used it, it actually broke. He's a very advanced energy worker, and I'm not sure if it was his energy in the bowl or whether it was just one of those things, but it broke. He was quite disappointed, actually. I think it was quite an expensive bowl he was given. I think the old-fashioned ones are better, the metal ones, and the antique ones have been forged with different metals to different degrees. There's a certain pattern for them, which is an old way of doing it, which I think probably works the best. The manufactured ones are fine. I've got one or two of those as well, and they still play and sing. And the other day when I was watching something, someone had some, they just looked like, they kind of looked like plastic to me, but they weren't, of course. And they were just playing them at the top there, and they were making their sound. It's about the sound. You have to like the sound of your bowl too. So make sure you get a bowl that resonates with you. They're different notes. But I don't get into that so much. I just think if the bowl's meant for you, you'll enjoy playing. It will be easy and you'll just love the sound of it. Enjoy playing your bowl. See if you can find one on the net or go to your metaphysical shop and get one. But they're really good for your aura, and they will really bring your vibration up. And if you start to use them regularly, you'll actually find that you'll feel better and better, because it does clear your aura. And I found that just so amazing and exciting when I did it. I was like a little kid and finding out something new. The bowls can be given to friends as well. If you've got a spiritual friend, give them a bowl, give it to them as a present if it's a special birthday. Or if you've got somebody that you feel will benefit from your bowl, offer them a bowl healing. You don't have to be an expert to do it. You just stand there and you start at the bottom chakra and work up the body, and you can do the back and the bottom of their feet, and just do it intuitively. A bowl healing is intuition anyhow. And who knows, you might have done it in other lives. And you're now just remembering what you did. Go out, get your bowl. If you've got it hidden away, go and find it. Start using it. If you haven't got one, get on the net or get one, because I think it's going to make an improvement and a difference in your life. Sending you lots of love and light this week.